Hey everybody, this is the video on the sway bar on the 76 Cutlass from out of the sway bar out of a 95 Caprice. Um, Everything goes in, everything works. It line well, everything works except for you have to drill new holes. Um, you just have to drill new holes. That's all. What I use is I used my jack. I jacked it up in there, set it to where I wanted it, made my marks, drilled the holes. Um, I'm gonna try to go over everything real quick here. I'm gonna try to go over everything on it so you know everything that I did and had faced. Um, what I did was I used stainless steel header bolts. I didn't use the original bolts from the Caprice because they are metric. You could use them because you're gonna be drilling new holes anyways. You have to use them a smaller bolt head. Don't use the ones with a 1/2 inch or by 9/16 because it won't clear. There's not enough room. So that's why I used the header ones. I'll show you why I used the standard tread header ones in a minute. Once I lined it up and set it to where I wanted it, everything goes in, everything's clear. I got no problems. I can turn my wheels, everything. Okay, on that, everything's good there. Now on the calipers or on the front brake setup, if you're gonna do this, only thing you need out of the junkyard is the spindle, of course, with the backing plate, the spindle and the backing plate. If you're gonna put new rotors on, if you're gonna put your new rotors on and all that, then you don't need the rotors, obviously. Or if you're gonna take the rotors, okay, take the rotors and the spindle with the backing plate. Take the bearings too. You don't need the calipers. Your calipers will work from your 70s, late 70s A body car. The caliper will work. Ball joints are the same size. They're the same size, same angle, everything, top and bottom, and so is the tie rod. Your brake pads, they all work. So again, the only thing you need, depending on what you're going to do for rotors, okay, is just a spindle with the backing plate and grab the bearings if you choose. Now these rotors are, I actually remeasured it. These rotors are 11.95s. My one video I thought they were only 11s, but no, they're not. They're 11.95s, and this is all going to work with a 15-inch rim. That's why I took it off of the Caprice. I'm not 100% on the Impala. It possibly will be the same, but I took it off the Caprice because I know they're 15-inch rims. These are 11.95 fronts, and then the backs are 11.9, I believe it was. Okay. And everything works. Everything went, and this on the rear end part, everything went. I mean, it's new. I rebuilt the rear end. It's got the 373 gear in it and all that now. I put the box control arms with the bigger sway bar from the Caprice. It's much bigger. That's why I put that sway bar on in front too. So it was way bigger, much beefier. The front one was, my original was only 3/4 of an inch. The one that's on there now from the Caprice is 1 1/8, I believe it was, thickness. Okay, back here, everything lines up, everything goes in. The only thing I had was when I put the boxes in, I think I showed another video, I had to put a washer in here because there was too much of a gap. Now these are actually ordered for the Cutlass, so this part works fine. I had to put a little shim back there, a washer in there, just to keep it from traveling left to right. The brake line, the brake line, I cut mine and bubble flared it, put a new flare on there, because because otherwise it standard it won't line up to this one's rubber line. These are G-body springs. I put G-body springs because that's how I want the car to sit. I wanted the car to sit a little bit lower, and it'll actually be even when I put the taller tire in the back and put the tire up running on front. The car will still sit even, but a little bit lower. Let's see and make sure I got everything covered here on this. Let's see, 373 gear. Everything lines up. I had to put the spacers on there. The rotors, the whole kit. I bought the whole kit off of eBay for, I think it was like, come out with tax, $207, and it comes with all 4 rotors and all ceramic pads. From the junkyard, I took everything, the whole rear end. It was a 308 gear. Took the whole rear end with the sway bar, calipers, everything. And let's see, I think I got everything covered on that. Like I said, the backs are, I believe, we're at 11.90 size, which, as you know, they didn't have disc back then on them, but it fits with a 15-inch rim. The backs fit too, 15-inch rim. Fronts fit with a 15-inch rim, and that is a 11.95 fronts. And let me see, I'm trying to make sure I got everything covered here. I think that's everything. Besides the trans, I'm gonna put the 200R from out of this one here. We put a new one in there. It's my brother's car. We put a new one in there, and there was nothing wrong with his. I'm gonna put the 200R in this car because since the 373, I picked up a lot of RPMs, too many RPMs, and I want to bring it back down. And then the Monster sells a kit for the lockout, external lockout kit, and I'll put that in too. Seems like a pretty good kit. You ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to worry about nothing. It pretty much does it for you. Pretty easy install kit too, from what I was looking at. Oh, the other thing is when I did put this stuff on, and it did change my camber a lot. It was a pretty good amount. So I did a string alignment just to get it close. I did a string alignment this way on the tire, going over the tire, and then I did a toe alignment too, because it did throw my toe off only a little bit on the toe though. So I did that. I got this pretty much aligned here. I could probably go a little bit. I'll go and have it done with a machine so it's done right. But right now it's good for, so I can at least test drive the car and stuff. Other than that, that's the only problem I faced with the spindles. I believe it's just that this part of the spindle is a little bit longer than my original, the upper part, so which allowed the wheel to toe out or camber out. And I just put shims up inside. I set it to myself. Set it myself with the string, like I said. See what else? I think that's everything I had to deal with. Everything else is okay. Everything else went on good, no problems. And this has got there's other videos I had made. It's got the Phytech system in it. I put the Phytech system in it. I like it. It's been doing real good for me. Haven't really had any issues with it, so I think that's everything on the car. As for the brake upgrade, the big brake upgrade, disc brake setup for the back, and the sway bar, pretty much covers everything. I believe. I hope I didn't miss anything on anything that I had to face and do. It wasn't hard drilling the holes out. Like I said, you just line it up, set it to where you want it, make your marks, drill your holes. Oh, that was the other thing. The reason why I used the see, these are the factory ones from the Caprice, you can see they almost look like header bolts, but these are metric thread. The reason why I used this header ones with the standard thread is this is the original bolt from my car. You see how it's got this right there? It'll cut the thread and make thread inside there. So it'll go straight standard thread. Just zip these in, zip it out a couple times, and it makes the cut for you. So you ain't got to sit there and tap it out and all that. You can just use these right here. And then I use the header bolts to secure it. And everything worked great. Everything's in, no problems. Like I said, all clearance is there. You know, just make sure you check all your clearances. Give yourself the working room and for tightening down and everything. And that's it. I hope I covered everything for you guys. If not, please leave a comment, or leave a comment anyways of what you guys think. If there's something I can give you guys a hand on or help you with, give you information or whatever, I will. You know what, while I'm thinking about it, hopefully it might be yeah, I don't see no part number on the box for the rotor setup. I would have to look that up and maybe leave it in the comments or something like that for you guys, and for the spacers. That's still, I'm still debating on that. I may have all the rotors and the rotors drilled for the correct size for this car, and just get new axles for the back. Kind of debating on that. I'm gonna see how this works out. If I do to get the new axles, that kind of gonna throw my wheels off, and I was talking about having my wheels widen 2 inches on the back side. If I get the axles, I can only do 1 inch. A whole nother story. But anyways, I hope this video helps you guys, and I like I said, like, subscribe, leave a comment, please. And if anything I can give you a hand with or whatever, or help give you some information on, I will. And you guys all have a good one. And let me get a better picture here, because it seems like that I always end up with a shitty picture at the or for the beginning picture of the car. I don't know, or video. I'll give you something myself a little something better too. All right, you guys all have a good one, and thanks for viewing the video.